Who was Osman Gazi really? His name echoes in history as the founder of the mighty Ottoman Empire. Yet behind the grandeur and power lies the story of a simple boy born in a small village called Sogot in 1258. Osman was not born a king or a sultan. He was the son of Ertugrul Gazi, a respected leader of the Kai tribe, known for his bravery and wisdom. From an early age, Osman showed a different spark. He dreamed not just of war or power, but of building a future where his people could live in peace and dignity. Growing up barefoot in the fields, surrounded by the beauty of nature and the warmth of his close-knit community, young Osman often looked beyond the hills, wondering what lay beyond. His mother, Halim Hatun, was a gentle soul who filled his early years with prayers, kindness, and a deep sense of faith. She taught Osman that true strength came from mercy and patience, that the sword must always be guided by a heart full of justice. His father, Ertugrul, a man shaped by countless battles, passed on lessons of courage, discipline, and honor. He told Osman, "My son, lift your sword only when patience has run out. Fight not for greed or anger, but for truth and protection of the weak." These words carved deep roots in Osman's heart, guiding him through the challenges ahead. Yet life was not always kind. The loss of his beloved mother left a scar that no victory could erase. Standing at her grave under the cold rain, tears mixing with the soil, Osman vowed to live not for himself, but for his people's future. This loss ignited a fierce determination inside him, a determination to transform pain into purpose. One night a powerful dream visited Osman, a vision of a mighty tree growing from his chest, its branches spreading wide, sheltering people of all tribes and backgrounds in peace and harmony. This dream was not just a glimpse of a future empire, but a symbol of hope and unity, a vision he carried as a sacred flame. As Osman matured, he found love and partnership in Bala Hatun, a strong, compassionate woman whose heart matched his mission. Together, they healed the wounded and lifted the spirits of their people. But the path was strewn with obstacles. Even within his tribe, fear and doubt stirred. As some questioned Osman's new ideas and leadership, his uncle Dundabey doubted his courage, fearing change might endanger their traditions. Yet Osman's faith, patience, and vision never faltered. He understood that true leadership means enduring both battles on the field and battles within the heart. Osman was not only preparing to fight external enemies, but also to win the hearts of his own people. This first chapter of Osman's life is a testament to the power of dreams, faith, and resilience, a humble beginning that would soon set the foundation for a great empire. As Osman grew older, the weight of leadership began to settle on his shoulders. The dreams he carried as a boy were no longer distant visions. They demanded action, courage, and sacrifice. The small tribe of Kai was surrounded by enemies, rival clans, Byzantine forces, and Mongol invaders, each threatening the safety and future of Osman's people. It was a time when survival depended not only on strength, but also on wisdom and unity. Osman's father, Ertugrul Gazi, had left behind a legacy of bravery, but it was Osman's task to build on that foundation and turn a small tribe into a nation that would endure. The responsibility was heavy. Every decision Osman made affected not only his family, but thousands of souls who looked to him for protection and hope. The internal conflicts within his own tribe made his mission even more complicated. His uncle Dundabey, who had once been a loyal leader, now questioned Osman's methods and vision. Dunda feared that Osman's ambitions would bring ruin and that the traditional ways should be preserved at all costs. These family tensions created a rift within the tribe, making Osman's journey lonelier than the fiercest battlefields. Yet Osman understood that leadership was not just about fighting enemies outside, it was about healing the visions within. He approached the situation with patience, speaking to elders, listening to fears, and proving through his actions that his vision was for the greater good. When Dundabey betrayed him by secretly siding with enemies, Osman faced one of his darkest moments. The sting of betrayal from one so close hurt deeply, but instead of breaking him, it strengthened his resolve. He realized that his path would never be easy, that true leaders often walk alone through shadows before reaching light. Osman's first major battle, the Siege of Kut, was not just a fight for land, but a struggle for survival and dignity. The fort was a Byzantine stronghold, threatening the safety of the Kai tribe and nearby villages. Osman gathered his warriors, men loyal not only to their leader but to the dream of a just society. Before the battle, Osman stood tall, his eyes burning with determination, and spoke to his men. "This fight is not for greed or power. It is for our homes, our families, and the future of those who come after us. We fight for justice and for the right to live free. Allah is with us. Let our courage reflect His will." The battle was fierce and brutal. Clashing swords, flying arrows, the cries of warriors mingled with the roaring wind. Osman led from the front, inspiring his men by his bravery and faith. The victory was not just a conquest, but a symbol that a small tribe could stand against mighty forces with courage and justice on their side. After the triumph, Osman did not celebrate with arrogance, but knelt in prayer, whispering words of gratitude and humility. He knew that every success came with responsibility, and the real battle was to build peace and justice after the war. As news of Osman's victory spread, more tribes and warriors joined his cause, inspired not just by his sword but by the fairness and hope he offered. Osman's leadership transformed from a small tribal chief to the founder of a growing nation. His vision of a just society attracted people from different backgrounds, united by faith and a dream for a better life. Yet Osman never forgot the lessons of patience and mercy his parents had taught him. He ruled not with cruelty but with kindness, knowing that lasting power comes from respect and love, not fear. In this period, Osman's relationship with Balkan grew stronger. Together, they were not just partners in marriage but in the mission of building a society where justice and compassion rule. Bala's role as a healer and a leader was crucial, as she cared for the wounded and inspired women in the tribe to stand with courage. Osman's story in these years is one of transformation from a boy with dreams to a leader who faced betrayal, battle, and the burden of uniting people. His strength was not only in his sword but in his heart, his faith, and his vision. This chapter of his life reminds us that true leadership is a heavy burden, demanding sacrifice, patience, and an unbreakable spirit. After securing his tribe and winning battles against formidable enemies, Osman Gazi stood at a crossroads where mere survival was no longer enough. It was time to build something lasting. His vision stretched beyond the hills of Sogat, beyond the scattered tribes and fortresses. He dreamed of a society united not only by blood or power but by faith, justice, and hope. This dream was not easy to realize. The lands around them were torn by war, ruled by harsh lords who cared little for the people. The Byzantine Empire was weak but still dangerous, and the Mongols' shadow loomed large. Yet Osman's determination burned bright. He began to bring together diverse groups, weaving a new tapestry from many threads: Turks, Kurds, Arabs, Christians, and others, all drawn by his promise of justice and security. His leadership was different from the rulers before him. Where others ruled with iron fists and cruelty, Osman ruled with wisdom and mercy. He understood that an empire built on fear would crumble, but one built on respect and faith would endure. He appointed governors and judges who were fair and honest. He listened to his people's problems and worked tirelessly to solve them. This was a man who understood that the sword alone cannot build a nation. The hearts of people must be won first. Osman's personal life reflected this balance between strength and compassion. His marriage to Balkan was a partnership of equals, a union that combined courage with care. Bala was not just a wife. She was a guide, a healer, and a symbol of hope for women and families in their growing community. Each challenge was a test of Osman's resolve and wisdom. His most famous military campaigns, like the conquest of Kalakahiza and other fortresses, were not just acts of war but messages that the era of unjust rulers was ending, and a new time was coming. These victories inspired hope among the oppressed and fear among tyrants. Osman also encouraged trade, agriculture, and cultural exchange within his territories. He knew that a strong economy and flourishing culture would secure his empire's future more than any sword. Vision was revolutionary in a world ruled by might and fear. He showed that true power lies in compassion, wisdom, and faith. As his empire expanded, Osman prepared the next generation to carry forward his dreams. He taught his sons the importance of mercy, fairness, and strength balanced by kindness. His legacy was not just land or titles but a way of life, a dream of unity, faith, and justice that would inspire millions for centuries to come. This chapter in Osman Gazi's life teaches us that building something great requires more than battles. It demands patience, vision, and the courage to believe in a better tomorrow. As Osman Gazi's empire grew, so did the weight of the challenges he faced. With each victory came new responsibilities, and with every new ally came the need to unite diverse peoples under one vision. His leadership was tested not only by outside enemies, but by the delicate balance of politics, loyalty, and faith within his own growing realm. Osman knew well that an empire is not built by a sword alone. It is held people who seek peace and honor. His words resonated far beyond the gathering. The Ottoman Empire became a symbol of possibility, that a small tribe with a great vision could rise to greatness through integrity and faith. Alongside the victories and statecraft, Osman's personal life was filled with deep love and devotion. His wife, Balkan, stood by him as a pillar of strength, caring for the wounded, comforting the grieving, and inspiring the women of the community. Their love was a testament to partnership, showing that true leadership involves nurturing as much as fighting. As he aged, Osman began to prepare the next generation for the challenges ahead. He taught his sons to carry his vision with honor, but warned them always to rule with kindness and justice. An empire's strength is not only in its armies, he told them, but in the hearts of its people. Osman's final days were marked by reflection and prayer. Though old and weary, his spirit remained strong. He entrusted his sons with the sacred duty of protecting, growing the empire, reminding them that power without mercy is empty. His passing marked the end of an era, but the beginning of a legacy that would shape history for centuries. Osman Gazi was more than a conqueror. He was a visionary leader who turned dreams into reality. His life teaches us that true greatness comes from faith, resilience, compassion, and the courage to build a future better than the past. The empire he founded would go on to become one of the most powerful in history, but it was his heart, of peace and justice. Today, the story of Osman Gazi reminds us that behind every great empire is a human story of dreams, sacrifices, struggles, and unwavering faith. It teaches us that leadership is not about glory or power alone, but about service to others, humility, and the courage to believe in a better future. Osman was not just a warrior or a founder. He was a man of heart and soul, whose legacy continues to inspire millions. His story calls us to ask ourselves, what kind of leaders do we choose? What kind of future do we dream for our communities? And how do we carry the torch of justice and compassion in our own lives? This is who Osman Gazi really was, a man shaped by history, but defined by his humanity. His life is a timeless lesson that true greatness lies not in conquering lands, but in conquering the fears, doubts, and divisions within ourselves and our societies. As the sun sets over the lands once ruled by Osman, his story still shines brightly, guiding hearts toward a world where justice, faith, and love prevail. In remembering Osman Gazi, we remember the power of a dream and the strength of a heart willing to fight for it not with cruelty, but with mercy, not with hatred, but with hope.